Good afternoon, veg lovers, and welcome to the end of April, 28th of April to be precise. And that is my new aerator for the compost heap. That's really quite a useful thing to use. I'm all for helping in the garden, and if you know trying to get a spade or a shovel in a plastic compost bin, it's a nightmare to try and turn it or aerate it. These little screw things, these like a screw with a handle I suppose, they work brilliantly for doing that, and I can't recommend it enough. I've been waiting for one for a while and now I've got it. In today's video I want to show you how the garden has come on for the last couple of weeks or so since I last did a video, and it has come on in leaps and bounds. It's if you look back to the earlier videos you'll see how much it's come on. So before I do what I'm going to do today, let me just show you around a bit. Now this part here is where I'm going to plant my pumpkins. Two of them I'm going to put in here, but I seem to have a potato growing in here and what looks like a carrot. They'll have to come out, obviously. They are remnants of was in the old compost bin that have come through, so I'll have to pull them out. But it is amazing what you find that self-seeds in your garden. The blueberry bushes are in full leaf now. Like I say, I'm not sure if we'll see anything in the way of fruit with it being pruned and repotted this year, but it looks healthy, so that's the main thing for it. The strawberries are now starting to take a hold, they're starting to grow, so hopefully they'll get going pretty soon. We've got a flower starting to emerge on one, so it won't be long. We've got one there as well, so it won't be long before we start seeing some fruit on this. I've actually got my chairs, the covers out now, so they're great for sitting when the weather's like this. And just look at the wisteria, now that's coming out, and it's lovely when it's fully out. It won't be long before it's fully out, but it does shed whatever, a lot of its flowers, but it is beautiful when it's out, and the scent of it is gorgeous. On the pots that I don't bother with at the back, we've obviously got some not self-seeded, but they were wildflower seeds that I grew in there, and they're still growing considering that's a very dark patch. That's really quite nice to see some flowers there. Onions and garlic, of course, doing what they usually do, growing well. Now the difference you can see in the garlic in this smaller tub compared with the larger tub. The smaller tubs, obviously they aren't growing at the same rate as the larger tub. You know, they're healthy, they're thicker, they look like they're going to have, you know, big garlic at the end of those, where in the smaller one, not so much. So, you know, it's amazing what a difference it makes when you plant something in a deeper tub than a shallower tub. We've got seeds planted in some of these others that you won't obviously see yet because they haven't come through, and the sugar snap peas are growing nicely. I did put some cumin in that one, but I don't know whether that'll do anything. We'll have to see. It's nice to see that we have eventually got some spring onions coming through. These are the red ones. I've got a few coming through there, and I've got a few of the white ones too, which was, considering they were planted 2-3 weeks difference, it really didn't make much difference, so I could have planted them both at the same time really. The potatoes have come through, they're looking pretty well. The Maris Pipers are looking pretty good, and amazingly these ones I would have thought had come through before the Maris Pipers, but they didn't. They're a bit lagging, but still they're all come through. Now if you've noticed, there's quite a lot of weeds in the garden, so that's something I've got to see to today, but some of them I want to keep, like if you can see here, cleavers, or sticky willies as we call them. Those I'm going to pick and make some tea with. You can eat cleavers, so what I will do is put them overnight, stew them in some water and then strain them and put some more hot water on them and have them as a tea tomorrow. Let's have a look how the honeyberry's doing. Let's see if there's any berries come through on those yet. Because they're always under leaves, so they're difficult to see. I don't see. Oh, there's some. There they go. Be a while before they're ready yet. They're quite unusual, the fruit of the honeyberry, because it's sort of like a rectangle shape, which I've never seen before in any of the fruits, so it's quite unusual. The gunnerer, that's coming through nicely. It's only come on more. Now this wonderful flowering bush that I've got here, that was here when we came here. Now I have no idea what it is. Some kind of didcut, I think, but I have no idea. So if anybody can tell me what it's called, please leave it in the comments below, because I am not sure what it is. Just that it's always been here and is pretty. I mean, it flowers every year without fail, even when you trim it right back. So it's a lovely bush to have in here. Now we've got strawberries on the floor here that were here from a long time ago, and they sort of self-seeded and gone along here, along with the cleavers, and they're obviously flowering, so we'll get strawberries off those as well. And you know, some weeds are worth keeping in the garden because they have medicinal uses, or they have some properties that you can use to eat. So you know, I'm reluctant to pull out weeds until I know exactly what they are. The forget-me-nots, I've still adding some more colour to the garden, and those are what I planted last time, which is the spinach, perpetual spinach, along with one snuck in there as a little salad leaf. I've recently put rocket in here, so there'll be a while before that comes through, and I've also put some parsley in there, so it'll be a while before that comes through. The raspberry bush is starting to get its flowers that will open. We get usually quite a few raspberries off this, so that'll be nice. The apple tree is now starting to fade. I didn't really get a chance to, I mean, last time it was just coming into flower, and this time it's just going out of flower really. There's still quite a lot on it, and it looks like we're going to get some decent apples hopefully this year. The rhubarb, now what I didn't know about rhubarb, because I'd never grown rhubarb before, in its first year it's grown quite significantly since last time, but what it was doing was starting to flower, and I did not realise that you're not supposed to let it flower. So I've cut the end off where it's going to flower, and I hope that's okay, so that all the strength can go into those lovely stalks and leaves for next year. And when I said those plants, I didn't know what they were in the garden. I thought they were alliums. Well, I think I was proved right. They're definitely alliums. So we've got a few of those in the garden, which is really nice. The oregano, that's growing really nice. So I'm quite pleased with how that's developed. Let me go down here. We've got a couple more just salad leaves in there, put in just to put them out of the way for now. And we've got the salad leaves, just a couple I put in there. Somebody ate a few of them, so I'm left with about 3, but that's okay for now. We've got the radish, that's growing well, so hopefully a few weeks and they'll be able to be the first crops to pick. There's some weeds in there that I can get out because I know they aren't anything in particular. The broad beans are growing well, so hopefully, like I say, I only really lost one, so that's quite good. The carrots, these black nebula carrots, just, you know, what was the point of them really? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might get 6 carrots looking at it, which is look pretty poor. They're very late coming through, and you know, they haven't come on much at all from the last video, so I just hope they get a rush on so we get something off them. Over here we've got the beetroot, which is holding its own. You know, it doesn't grow rapidly, but it's growing. In the pond we've got the lilies, which take in there. There's a small water lily in there that generally will cover the pond at some point, along with the chickweed. And we've got irises, of course, which do take over, so you have to be careful of those. And we've got a arum lily, a couple of those there that hopefully will come through, and it all helps and gives some lovely colour into the garden. On the flower bed we have some lavender that's come through, and you can see that the alliums have grown quite tall now, so they're starting to flower. I have also, forget-me-nots of course will come through with them. I've got some astilbes down there, I think. They are coming through. They did come through before. I thought I'd lost them, but they're still there, so that's fine. And the raspberry canes are growing. Well, they're growing outside where they were, and also where they're supposed to. Now my lovely fern is starting to unfurl, and this is a beautiful fern. When it opens up, it's quite big and does take up the path, but it is beautiful, so I'm glad that's coming out. Got some more oregano there with chives, and these were bits of the wild garlic that did make a little show, but obviously it'll be next year before they do anything. Also we've got here a few which I do think are bluebells, but I don't think they won't come through this year. I don't think they just have a few leaves, and then it'll be next year before they come through properly, but it's nice to see that they've at least made an appearance. The chives are fine, and I might put some of the chives from upstairs here as well to join them. The black currant is doing well, and we've got the leaves come out on the fig, with lots of figs of course. And now I will show you, I'll put on a photo of this, what this was like 6 years ago, and the difference, how it's grown in 6 years. The plum, oh, the plum, wonderful. I can't be happier. There is so many little plums that might come from this year. I am really hopeful that we're going to get a really good crop this year. And it is a Victoria plum, so they are lovely. So I am really thrilled with that. Okay, well, we're in my little workroom stroke potting room, and since you were last here, as you can see, the seeds have sprouted and have certainly grown. I have got celery is growing really well here, so I'm going to keep this in here as long as possible before it goes outside in its final destination. I've got leeks here that have just sprouted through, so again they will stay in here for a long time. I have planted seeds of courgettes, just 2, because I only need 2 courgettes in the garden because they do take up quite a bit of room. And I've also got spare celery here just in case I need any more, which I don't think I will. We have the aubergines that are growing quite nicely. They'll go out not yet when the risk of frost is past. We have 1 cucumber come through, another one didn't, so I'm waiting for, I've planted a new one to see if that will come through. And pumpkin, we've definitely got 1 there, and I've planted another one to come through later, because this one I'm going to be potting up today. I'm putting outside today at its destination, so we'll take him out. I will put him up. I know it's risky because we're only actually, you know, at the end of April, beginning of May, so we could have frosts which could kill it or cause a setback, but I am growing a spare at the side which will go in later, just in case of that eventuality. The chilli is doing quite nicely. I mean, it won't be long for that needs potting up, and that will be staying in this house. Tomatoes, we've done, you know, they're doing really well, these ones. These are the green zebra ones, and they're obviously a larger tomato, and they are looking pretty good. The tumbling toms are okay, they're looking okay. What I'm going to do is actually put them today into the cold frame and leave them in there for a week or so, and then plant them into their destinations and hope for the best. We've also got the peppers at the back, which are still doing okay. They probably won't moving almost in their destination shortly, which I might well do. I could try a couple outside and see what happens in their permanent cold frame position, so I might do that. Now the hydroponics. Now I think, well, I'm finishing with this one really to sort of show you what's happened with this, of what not to plant and what to plant. Now the tomato, even though it's the smallest variety you can get, as you can see, we've got some little tomatoes on there. So that's nice. So they're growing well, but it's still a little large for this, but it does its own, and it does provide obviously quite a few tomatoes. The dill I've had to cut back countless times. I would recommend you don't grow dill in this again because it just gets out of control. Parsley is fine, and that's holding its own and looking really nice and healthy. The same with coriander, that's okay. I've had some coriander off that, so there's not much left of it, but it does well. The basil started to grow okay. Oregano is fine, although a little bit covered at the moment, so probably not brilliant. And what else have I got? Anywhere else at the back of here? I have got the garlic chives. I don't know if you can see them at the back, but they have started to come through. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out of there because they are obviously a perennial. I'm going to take them and I'm going to plant them outside because they've taken off quite, you know, okay for that. So that's going to go outside. So that is where I'm up to today. I have planted other things outside, and later in the month, later in the middle of May, there'll be more to plant, more beans and things to plant them. So this is some of the things that need to go out now to go into the cold frame anyway. Right, I bought the tomatoes down now, and what I'm going to put in the cold frame. So fingers crossed they'll be okay in the cold frame, as we've got some nice warm weather on the way, and the nights are not overly cold, so hopefully it'll adjust them to outside temperatures. So you can see we've still got herbs in here that'll stay in there for a while yet until they grow a little bit more. What we've got here, 1, 2, 3 over there of the green zebra tomatoes. The rest are all the tumbling toms, just moving out a bit. Just hopefully we'll be able to plant these in a few weeks if the weather is kind. We'll keep them there for now. Hopefully they'll be fine. They've grown really well, so I'm really pleased with those. And now I'm going to put in the peppers. It was a bit of a squish getting these two in here, but these will be good size. Now I'm going to leave them in these because they're obviously going to biodegrade, as you can see, and they will start to get roots coming through there. So if I just put them in for now. Same the other side. and they can expand in there. I'll leave that open for now because it's really warm today, so they'll like that. So now we'll move on to the pumpkin. Right, the potato, and every other bit of weed and things in there as well. How's chicken? Pretty dry this. We've had hardly any rain really for a while now, so everything's looking very dry. And hopefully that will go in the bin in a bit. Right, let's put our it's good soil underneath, you see, because this was compost soil and it's really good soil, so they really do love this. And as you can see, the roots are starting to come through this anyway. I couldn't really keep it in the room any longer, so just have to hope that the slugs stay away and that the frost stays away. But hopefully that'll be fine. If not, I'm growing another one anyway. I'll put both in if the others survive and this one does. Here's a pleasant accident for self-seeding. It's fennel. I can't get at the fennel because it's between paving slabs, so I can't get at it. But I can have the fennel leaves, and it grows every year there in exactly the same spot. So I could just pick up some of the fennel leaves and put them in salads or whatever I want to. So that's a happy accident. Now this is my biggest problem in the garden here, because beneath the wisteria, to one side of it, if you can see that, is bamboo. Now this is not the bush bamboo, this is the ones with runners. The neighbour planted this before we moved here about 8 years ago, and now unfortunately it's taken hold and it's come through our side. It goes under the patio, it lifts the slabs. We try and cut it down as often as possible, so I am going to be cutting that today to keep it under control, or keep it out of the way really. It's a real pest, but there's not a lot we can seem to do about that, so that's a job that we have to continuously do just to keep it under control. Now it's nice just to be able to sit in the garden now and just see everything growing lovely. After the long winter, it'll be nicer still in a few weeks' time. We are nearly in May after all, so it's worth doing. I will do another video in a couple of weeks when I've got other things that need seed, plants, and just to see how things generally are going. And it's really good to look back, to be honest, on some of the old videos. Now look at how it was, especially in February, to how it is now. It's, you know, it's more lush, it's more definitely spring-like, and we've got hopefully food growing in the garden. What more could we ask for? Thank you for watching, veg lovers, and I'll see you next time. Bye.